going out of their way to please said women who they're not even or dating.
Imagine being nice to a woman that you're not having sex with. These simps. Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma. Quick note before we get going, I am going to be doing a little celebratory live stream. It was going to be my 1000 subs live stream, but it took me so long to figure out what I was going to do that now it's kind of the 3000 subs live stream. Yay! Saturday I am going to do a live stream. I'm going to try and stream to my YouTube gaming channel, Little Duck Gaming, so go and follow that, or follow me on Twitch at Emma Little Duck. I'll put it in the description. I'm going to try and stream to both of those, and I'm going to play a fun little childhood classic game and just have a chill time and have a chill hangout. So I'll put more details in probably a community post, so watch out for that. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Today we are going to be reacting to a man named Nick Dora, who I'm probably just going to refer to as Nasty Nick for the majority of this. I really dislike him. I really dislike him and his content and everything he stands for. So this video popped up in one of my women's groups. Why men and women can't be friends, parentheses, don't be a simp. Nick Dora, as far as I can tell from his content, is a fully red pill pickup artist. He has videos called things like Why Girls Love Bad Boys, Don't Be Yourself with Women, and guides on how to pick up different types of women. Do me a favour and don't go and give him a click or check out his channel. I know it's interesting, but the more views we give him, the more he'll continue to give men stupid sexist dating advice and perpetuate this cycle of doom. I feel that if anyone deserves a fair and even-handed critique, it's Nasty Nick. I'm usually pretty even-handed when I critique people. I don't think people are inherently bad. I prefer to focus on words and actions rather than the person themselves. But this guy genuinely is an asshole. He is spreading bad stuff. I'm still only going to criticize what he says, but I feel like this is one of the few times that I genuinely really do think this person is an asshole. The reason I refer to this guy as Red Pill is because he uses all of the language from the incel playbook. So I think it'd be fun to keep a tally up all the incel language that he uses. So let's keep a note of that as we go on. Okay, all that being said, let us come together and see Nick discuss his personal experience with befriending females. And, you know, cry.
What's going on, guys? Nick here. And in this video, I want to talk about why men and women cannot be friends.
I'm sorry, I'm immediately going off on a side tangent, but you know, I've had a day to process this now, and now I'm looking at more things. Why is this setup so weird? He's obviously got a light in front of him to light him up, but he's clearly put it behind his tripod and other stuff, so he's just it's all shadows. What's this thing on the left? What's that shadow? It's super weird. It's really it's really not good.
Now, the thing I've noticed with women and men trying to be friends is the dynamic is often beneficial, more so to the woman, okay? Now, women, when they befriend a guy...
So, the dynamic of men and women being friends is often more beneficial, did he say? Yeah, more beneficial to the woman. So we have to bear in mind, based on what he just said, this is all from what he's noticed, aka this is just this one red pill guy in a vest's perspective. He's not got any empirical evidence, you know, even anecdotal evidence he doesn't provide. This is just what he's noticed, and therefore you should change your entire life based on what he says. He does this thing with his eyes the whole way through that's he does this sympathetic, it's just I've noticed that when I, you know, it's the women, they're taking advantage of you. And this is okay, and I see this from loads of people on YouTube, especially people who have more radical views. Part of spreading the message is being a young, conventionally attractive, quite well-spoken, friendly, relatable person. He does this sympathetic face, he speaks in this understanding tone, and it makes him way more likable. And if you're maybe a lonely young guy and you haven't had much experience befriending women and you're trying to figure out how this all works, and you find this guy's videos, you think he seems like a really nice guy. He seems sympathetic and understanding. And I hate this more, I think, than when it's just a crazy person shouting, because this is so much more likely to draw people in, and I find that kind of dangerous. I don't like it. So he's gonna do this sympathetic thing with his eyes and his eyebrows, like the entire way through. Don't be fooled by it. Don't let Nasty Nick deceive you. Okay, women are just normal people, alright?
Alright, that's not like, let's say, a gay best friend or something. Their intention is to gain as much value.
So the gay best friend doesn't count. So, okay, one last side tangent for now, let's be honest. I'm not going to hold myself to an unreasonable standard. I've noticed this in the pickup book that I'm reading as well. For YouTube. I'm reading it so that you don't have to, because I think it's entertaining. It's not just like personal reading. But they're so like gender binary, and this is for heterosexual people, and I'm not going to acknowledge that anyone outside of men and women dating each other exists. This acknowledgement that gay men exist is the only time it's mentioned, and it's the same in other pickup artist stuff. It's like I think it's because it relies on such old school mentalities of what being a man or being a woman is, and so there's no room for anything outside of that. It's just very like heteronormative or gender binary men and women and which is just another reason I don't like it.
As possible, okay? And oftentimes that value isn't really reciprocated.
It's about value.
All right? Women like a constant stream of validation from
Do we?
men. Okay?
Hang
so, let's say they're not getting...
Citation needed? Women befriend men to get as much value as possible. No? I mean, I'm saying no, but I don't really understand what he means, because he hasn't said anything other than value. What value? Value friendships? Is it like a little friendship versus a Waitrose friendship? I'm starting to get distressed by how often I have to say this, but women are people. Women are just people. They're not like another species that you just can't understand because they're so different. They're just people. You know how all people are generally different but share some character? Women are just people. Women, like others, make friends because it's nice to have friends, because you meet people that you get on with. Maybe you work or study with people, you have common interests. You just make friends naturally because you need friends in life. Women don't intentionally make friends to schemes to like get something from you. I hate this like incel red pill idea that women are all scheming, emotionless bitches that just want something from you and are gonna pretend to be. They don't actually care about you because they don't have real feelings. They're just sex robots that are more annoying, right? I'm friends with my friends because they're cool and we have something in common and we can do things together and hang out and have a good time and laugh and normal friend stuff. I am not friends with anyone because of something they can give me, except for the normal things that friends give each other, like, entertainment and emotional support. Normal friend things, which I then give back. It's not some kind of weird conspiracy. Thing is, when you try to explain this to somebody in this manosphere, and I used to try talk to, like, the non-hate incel Reddit, and even that just didn't work, because they just don't believe you. You can try as much as you like to explain that, no, my boyfriend is shorter than 6 foot. I've dated a variety of people. No, I'm not just interested in money or whatever. I can support myself. I am a woman and I know women, and I can tell you 100% that's not true. They just won't believe you. They think it's part of the scheme. They would rather believe their conspiracy theories over what actual women's experiences are, because I guess it's easier to assume women are just evil, and it's less embarrassing to say that it's women's fault than, there might be something wrong with your approach. This is going to be a really long 10 minutes.
The guy that they want, the guy that they desire,
right,
and wishes that this guy wants them back. They have various orbiters, or simps, if you will, that they rely on as friends. And more often than not...
He's an air quotes guy. No. I love that. Yeah, girls, you know how when the guy you like doesn't like you back, so you rely on your friends? Wait a minute, that's just friendship. Cycling back a second. Women keep men around for validation? No. Where's that meme? There's a meme that There's an appropriate meme that answers this and will save me some time explaining because I don't want to. Here you go. Cool. Glad we've covered that. We don't make friends with men for validation. If anything, that's what girls' nights are for.
These friends would like to fuck said girl, okay? So they're hoping that one day this girl will just come around, you know, there'll be a shoulder to cry on, and, you know, when the time's right, these guys will eventually be able to get it in, okay? And that's simply not the case.
Okay, good. Well, that's something. So this video isn't just about how all women are bad. It's also about how all men are animals. Every woman only makes male friends for validation. Every man only wants female friends so that he can put his pee-pee in. It's so degrading when men not only talk about women like this, but when men talk about other men this way. If you personally are a complete animal, if you can only think about women for sex, maybe you're super sexually frustrated or repressed. Whatever your issue is, loneliness, don't bring all men down to your level. I'm sure it makes you feel better to just assume that all men are equally as horrendous as you, but it's just insulting, really.
Odds are you are not going to have sex with her, all right? She does not find you appealing. Otherwise, it would have become something more, all right? That's just the way it works. Women know if they're attracted to you immediately, and something will happen, and inevitably they will show like signs of attraction, you know, in their body language, the way they talk to you, the subjects they talk to you about.
Alright, so ignoring the end of it where we go into the pickup artist angle where you can identify exactly what a woman's thinking by the way she plays with her hair or whatever. Ignoring that, he does actually say some stuff here that makes sense, that is like actually correct. This is the only part that I would advise that men actually take on board. Don't hang on to a relationship because you're expecting something from the other person. 90s teen movies, as sad as it is, those are not real life. Sometimes something might develop between friends, but don't take it as a given. You should be friends with someone because you enjoy their friendship, not because you think that eventually they might want to be in a relationship or have sex with you. And if that is really where your heart is and you would feel, you know, hurt emotionally, because it's normal to feel upset and maybe not want to see somebody that you had a crush on and has turned you down. Make your intentions known. This is something actually my boyfriend and I were talking about recently, where this kind of like part of the manosphere is so passive. And again, I do kind of blame teen movies in part for this, where it's like there's just this assumption that at some point a woman will know that you're interested, and Nick says this a lot, women just know because of our psychic woman powers. A woman will know you're interested and she'll, you know, give you signs, initiate something, and it's like, if you're just friends and you never say that you're interested, what do you expect to happen? Make your intentions known, be honest. If you're not interested in being friends with someone, you're only friends with them because you hope to have a relationship with them, be upfront about that, because what you're doing then is you're stringing your friend along. All you're going to do is hurt both of you, because your friend is going to be like, oh, so this whole time I thought I had made a friend and he was only interested in my body, it turns out. And you're going to be hurt because you convinced yourself that someone would want to date or have sex with you, and then you've been crushed because you've waited so long thinking that it's going to happen. All you're going to do is hurt everyone involved. So all of that, I wouldn't refer to it as simping, but basically when he's saying don't be a simp, I kind of agree. Don't be friends with someone because you think that you might eventually get to have sex with them. It sounds like kind of an obvious point, but it's the only one of value in this video, so we might as well make it.
But a lot of the times these girls like to leave mixed signals.
Here we go.
Keep you guessing, and they know that you want to have sex with them. All right, they're well aware of that. They're not...
Here's the psychic women powers. We know. We're just leading you on. We're sending mixed signals intentionally. I think I know what is actually happening here. From interacting with people like this and seeing this kind of mentality so often, I think I understand what this actually is. Men often mistake friendly gestures and basic politeness as indicating something more than friendship. Those aren't mixed signals, bitch. We're just being polite.
Okay, and they want to keep you on the hook as long as possible. They want to imply that maybe when the time's right, you'll be the one that they come to.
No, we don't. We definitely don't. I don't want to imply that there is any remote chance that people I'm friends with will eventually be in a relationship with me. They want to keep you on the hook. Citation needed. Why? Nick said earlier it was for validation. Let me be brutally honest for 1 second. This might be the meanest I've ever sounded, but I really want to disprove this myth that women keep simps around for validation. Why would women want, intentionally, to ensure that desperate, clingy men who make us feel uncomfortable, who are so obsessed that they might even have been waiting years for the potential to have sex with us, who are so frustrated and creepy, why would we intentionally keep them around? Incels say that we want to keep, like, simps and orbiters around, but then they also spend all their time talking about how women don't even want to talk to them and, oh, but women won't even be friends with me. If you're seriously a gross person, and I'm talking about on the inside, clearly looking at your female friends like a piece of meat, keeping you on the hook is us being polite so that you don't murder us. I don't want Sweaty Nick or any of his gross red pill friends anywhere near my orbit, thank you. If you stay friends with a guy like this, then you're a bitch for not sleeping with him or for stringing him along. But if you tell someone that you don't really feel like you have a connection and this definitely isn't going to go anywhere, then you're also a massive bitch. You can't fucking win with these guys unless they literally, what they want is like brainless walking sex dolls. It's one of the most worrying things to me, I think, this cult of, you know, the manosphere, this red pill incel logic. The fact that it's red pill as well, like, it's insulting again as somebody who studied and works in film, that this really gross community could so badly misinterpret a really cool film by two trans women.
They will purposely send you mixed signals. They will imply sex, but it's never going to happen, all right? And said girl will also come to you with...
Do you think his mum watches these videos? I don't know why I just thought of that. God, can you imagine how disappointing it would be for your son to turn out this way? Hey mum, I'd say love you, but you're a two-dimensional evil being who is only valuable if you're providing sex or romance. So, see you later. Thanks, son.
Said girl will also come to you with her male problems about some guy that she's been fucking who...
Breaking news. Your friends might come to you with their problems. What the fuck? I have actually read some interesting stuff about this, like misconception of, you know, female friends complain to you about their problems and so on. And it kind of really boils down to toxic masculinity. Men are traditionally brought up not being encouraged to share their feelings, whereas women consider that like a normal part of friendship. So because this dynamic is different from their relationships with their male friends, men misunderstand this as a sign that it's something more than friendship because a woman is being emotionally open. You know, when you become comfortable enough in yourself, and I hope this happens to Nasty Nick because he says this video is based on his real experiences, so he's got to be pretty insecure. Sharing and being emotionally open with your friends is really wonderful. It's such a good experience, and it's completely unrelated to gender. It's just something that's harder for men to do because of this traditional idea of masculinity, meaning not being emotionally vulnerable. Supporting each other emotionally is just a normal part of friendship. Honestly, the best thing to do in any of these situations is to just ask. If your friend is oversharing and it makes you uncomfortable, tell them. If you think that they might have feelings for you and you're not sure, ask them. Otherwise, you will just wonder forever. Again, it's just so passive. You can't expect things to happen in your life and then blame women when they don't magically occur around you.
You will be the emotional tampon, okay? The shoulder to cry on, the...
This is one of my least favourite phrases. He is really into using the incel dictionary. It is not a good look. Emotional tampon. It's like double insulting because it's like, okay, to make it sound extra bad, we better include sanitary products that are mostly used by women. It's like this entire misconception of what women are like stems from not talking to your female friends and just making assumptions about them. Never clarify anything. Never put yourself out there. Never reveal your true intentions. Just sit quietly and ruminate and feel frustrated that the women in your life aren't magically doing what you want with no input or effort from you.
And after she's gotten her validation, she knows you're going to be like, oh, honey, no, you're better than that. You don't need him. He's a piece of shit. He's a jerk. Da, da, da. You know, telling her what she wants to hear, essentially. She'll go back to that guy, fuck him again, and you will be left kind of bitter and butthurt and essentially used, all right? she doesn't necessarily care about your friendship. She cares more about what
He said, she doesn't necessarily care about your friendship. Is he admitting that this is like a person thing? And perhaps not all women? How fucking absurd also to be like, she's used you when you're directing this specifically at men who are only in these friendships because they want to have sex with the woman. Who is using who there?
And girls know this. They have a lot of guys like this in their life. They got a guy that can drive them around places. They got a meal guy. They got an emotional support guy. You know.
Fuck off. I have a job, right? I don't need a money guy. If I needed a money guy, I'd have a sugar daddy, not some sort of greasy internet man. I have a job. I can drive. All my friends are my emotional support guy. It's 2021. Get the fuck over yourself thinking that women need men for any of that trivial bullshit. This is why, again, this kind of passive nature of like men thinking they have something to offer when what they're offering is in reality the bare minimum. It's like what you actually need to provide for a woman to be interested is character, is a personality that gels with hers, is to be a likable, decent person that has good qualities, that makes her laugh, that whatever. You have to have something going for you that isn't, well, I have a car and a job. This isn't like the 1800s, you have to get married so that you have a man to support you. You know? God, this guy, if this says nothing else, it says that Nasty Nick has literally nothing to offer women because he thinks that providing booze and food sometimes is enough for a woman to want to be around you.
Will listen to all their problems and then just passively accept them and stroke her ego, so to speak. And in friendship, it has to be win-win, all right? You have to not want anything from each other, all right? You just simply like each other's company, you like each other's people, and you can vibe really well. If it's
Yes. Why wasn't the whole video just that sentence? Why does he think that that doesn't exist between men and women? That was all completely true. Why does he think that all women cannot have and do not want those normal friendships with men? Why does he think it matters so much whether it's a man or a woman or somebody else that you're friends with? I mean, hey, I'm attracted to women. Does the same shit apply? Am I a simp for listening to my female friends' problems? I don't want to sleep with any of them. Is that what I'm doing wrong?
If it's one-sided, okay, and one person is gaining something from said friendship or has ulterior motives and the other person has the wrong impression of the nature of your friendship or what you guys are.
So, okay, so just to make sure that we clarify the bias that Nasty Nick has, because this is the most biased video I've ever seen, I just think it says it all that the woman who is just, you know, friends with these men because they drive or buy alcohol or whatever, is the one using them, right? Is the one with hidden intentions. But the men who are only friends with them for the hope of sex are being misled. They are poor, innocent men who just, they're just following their natural instincts. It's these women that are misleading them. It's not that you've just read totally wrong into the situation or you've been friends for years and obviously it's not going anywhere, but it's for some reason the woman's fault that you think it still might. If anyone has hidden intentions, it is this hypothetical man who is only friends with the woman because he wants to have sex with her. And yet to this guy, that is the innocent, poor little man who's being used and abused, and the women are just the nasty, evil ones.
And yeah, these guys are left simping for years, you know, going out of their way to please said women who they're not even fucking or dating.
Imagine being nice to a woman that you're not having sex with. These fucking simps. So I was right then, I guess he must be awful to his mum.
Nothing, you know? And it's unfortunate to see. And a lot of guys fall into this, especially in, like, you know, today's circumstances. All right, there's so many simps, so many beta orbiters being straight.
What's a beta orbiters? He didn't explain that one. Or he hasn't explained anything. I guess I just knew all the other ones. He said orbiters earlier, so what's a beta orbiter? Is it different? Internet says it's the same as an orbiter. Why is he using two different terms?
Is like an epidemic that's affecting a lot of guys today.
It's an epidemic. Right. Men's lives are being ruined on the daily by women being their friends.
Now, I'm not saying having female acquaintances is a bad thing. You know, if you're hosting parties and you have girls that, you know, you're cool with and they're cool with you and they bring their hot best friends and, you know, they'll come and party with you like regularly, that's fine. But when you're going on little dates, like dinner dates, lunch dates, you're essentially taking on a female role with this girl. And
fellas, is it gay to have lunch with a woman? It's taking on a female role to have lunch with a friend. I better write this down, actually. Parties, good. Food, simping.
you know, if I want friendship, then I'm friends with my bros. All right, that's it. And I have enough friends where I don't need to tack on a few females who are essentially going to lead me on. Give me mixed.
I don't need to tack on a few females. I've got enough friends. Well, the good news, Nick, is that none of us want to be friends with you. I bet they're not exactly rushing to date you either. Hey, have you seen that greasy misogynist that has all the parties but for some reason never provides food? He's such a catch.
And give me blue balls. Or use me for my perks that I have. All right.
Using him for his perks. Like his hat?
They know how to keep guys along for the ride and around, wrapped around their finger for long periods of time, especially if she's really hot, okay? So don't be just another one of her orbiters, all right? Her friends, because she has plenty of them, and she's just using you for validation. You're wasting your time, bro.
You're wasting your time. She's using you as a friend. Literally, it's just women as sex objects.
You can honestly just find girls that, you know, are fucking you and are fuck buddies. In which case, yeah, commit time to them every now and then, grab lunch for you guys, but don't fall into the friend zone. Or even if you're like, let's say, fucking a girl and she feels that she no longer wants to have sex with you, she'll withhold the sex, all right? But she'll still, odds are, try to keep you as a friend because you're still useful.
A friend. A woman might no longer have interest in having sex with you. Maybe she got into a monogamous relationship. Maybe she's just not that into it anymore. She still wants to be friends with you. What a bitch.
All right, and then she can go and keep, you know, the perks of having you around because maybe you are pleasant to be around. Maybe you are entertaining or, you know, fun to talk to. But it's just pointless and you're just hurting yourself. And you believe this false narrative.
So the perks, you're pleasant to be around, you connect, you have fun. That's just fucking friendship. He's just describing friendship. It's like, maybe she keeps you around because she thinks you're a good friend. And saying that like it's some sort of horrible thing that she's doing.
And that constant stream of validation and self-esteem is taken away. All right, now it's very petty and egotistical and superficial, but this is how a lot of girls operate, okay? They are not logical, they're emotional, they need...
Oh, I hate that. I mean, I hate everything about this, but that is like such an old school, like, it's like this guy wants to live like 15 years ago and make pickup artist videos. He's so not modernized. He's not bringing anything new to the table. He's bringing outdated old views that don't apply to reality. Men are logical and women are emotional. Fuck off. Everybody is both. Men are just brought up to be less emotionally available, unfortunately. In Cordelia Fine's Delusions of Gender, she references some really interesting studies on empathy. And I think about this a lot of times. Somebody refers to themselves as an empath, but essentially they discovered through studies that women are more inclined to be empathetic and to listen out for emotional signals. When provided with incentive, everyone, men and women, performed equally. When there was they used financial incentives and things like that. When there was an incentive, everybody performed exactly the same. And in terms of gauging people's emotions, but like being able to tell by, you know, visual cues what emotions people were feeling, everyone was equally bad. It's not a nature thing, it's a social thing. So this, like, women are just more emotional than men thing is just absolute bollocks.
Better when, you know, the alpha Chad rejects them. And also one of the worst things you can do is being friends with your ex after you've broken up, okay? Because a lot of guys do this, hoping that one day maybe she'll just come around and she'll realize that, you know, you were the one. And after she's done riding the cock roller coaster, she'll come back to you and you guys will love each other.
I'm sorry. I've heard of the cock carousel. I've never heard cock roller coaster. Not right now, babe. I gotta take another spin on the cock roller coaster. This video is gonna be demonetized so hard. Almost as hard as the cock roller coaster.
All right, and I've been a victim of this years ago, you know, when I was more of a simp. I've tried to keep female fuck buddies around thinking, oh, no, it's just temporary. Like, she'll be down to smash again in the future, this and that. But it's just simply not the case. When a girl is done...
Oh, boo-hoo, poor nasty Nick is a victim because women stop sleeping with him when they find out he's a wanker.
And if it ends, so be it. You guys part ways. Don't speak again. And it is what it is. That is my, honestly, philosophy on this and my belief. All right, time and energy should be used towards productive means. Life is too short to be wasting your time and setting yourself...
Productive means. Like fucking. Having a fuck buddy is productive. Having male friends is productive. Having female friends that aren't sleeping with you, not productive.
So men and women cannot be friends, okay? They're just simply too different. The sexes are too different to...
Gender binary. Men and women are just too different.
And evaluate your life and see where you're fucking up in these aspects of your life. You know, are you still holding on to this ex and talking to her, you know, while she's just got done fucking, you know, Chad or like her roster of fuck buddies, and she's coming and talking to you about them, which is my biggest pet peeve. But I used to be such a victim of this, where I'd listen to these girls complain about the guys they're fucking, and I had a little crush on them, and I just thought, you know, oh, when the time's right, she'll realize that, like, I'm good for her, and that time never comes, okay?
That time never comes because you're a fucking asshole and they don't want to date you. You're a victim of listening to your friends' feelings because you never fucking do or say anything that indicates that you don't want to hear it. Because you pretend to be a good friend because you hope that one day they might want to have sex with you. That is your fault. That is not a woman's problem. That is a you problem. You build up resentment against a friend yourself because you subject yourself to whatever you think will get you into your friend's pants. That is you doing that to yourself and to your friend. You're not the fucking victim, you're the asshole. The end. So there we are. Don't be a simp. Women are not sex toys. They don't exist for you to fuck. Don't pretend to be friends with women for years, expecting them to sleep with you, and then act like they're crazy for being a nice, normal friend. Of course men and women can be friends. Of course they can. That was exhausting. That was one 10-minute video, and he's got so much other bullshit. Quick, incel language count? Incel dictionary count? What are we at? Is it impressive? I hope it's impressive. It felt like a lot. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and enduring this with me. I just think that men like this deserve to be called out. The reality of these misconceptions needs to be pointed out because, like I said, this kind of guy with this sort of demeanour and attitude is very appealing for young men who might not yet know any better. We really need to get the word out there that this kind of shady manosphere pickup artist mentality is wrong, is totally wrong and bad, and will only hurt rather than help you. We need to get that out there before people become exposed to this, because that's the best way to protect people from falling into this rabbit hole and becoming Nasty Nick. That's how I feel about it anyway. Let me know your thoughts below. Do like this video if you enjoyed it, share it if you found it particularly interesting, subscribe if you would like to see more. I will talk to you very soon.